Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Monday, November 25th. We have made it to week 3 of the TCF Morning Show. I am joined by Boomy. You can follow him on Twitter at BoomyTCF. And I am also joined by Pigoy. You can follow him on Twitter at TCFPigoy. How you guys doing tonight, boys?
Doing great, man. Thanksgiving week coming up. How could it be bad?
Yeah, especially for two teachers.
Yes.
Was it 3-day week?
Absolutely.
Beautiful 3-day week.
Short.
Football. We got the Bears on Thursday, so that'll be exciting to get them going right away. But before we get into everything, let's shout out to our sponsors, The Muddy Otter. They are out of Lake of the Ozarks. It is Mitch and Hannah Prentice. They are a married couple out of the Lake of the Ozarks. They do it out of their garage. They do pottery and woodwork. They go check out their website, www.themuddyotter.com, or just go to themuddyotter.com. You don't got to put the www on there, or check out their Instagram like Boomy's got up there, The Muddy Otter, and check out their Facebook page, The Muddy Otter. They got beautiful pottery, woodworking stuff at a great price. So go out there, check it out. Go support. It's kind of a local business. Like I said, they're in the Lake of the Ozarks, but they are from the area. So always love to support them. Shout it out to them. We love the Muddy Otter. But let's get into our first subject of the day. Boys, I know neither of you are fans of them, but the Bears got to win. I know it was ugly. The kickers, they wanted to see who could be the worst kicker of the day. But it was a good time. The Bears did get a win. We go right away. We play the Lions on Thursday. We're right a little back-to-back here. I don't know. The offense still isn't there. Some of the play calling still ugly. I don't trust. I still just can't find that trust in either Mitch Trubisky or Matt Nagy at the moment. Like I said, Trubisky didn't play amazing, but he didn't play for them. He played well enough for them to win a game.
Mitch can't throw, dude. And I was actually talking to your dad about this. Like, what are your honest opinions on if the possibility of the Bears bringing in a guy like Cam Newton? Do you bring in Cam next year? What do you think, Zach?
I mean, we all talk about it like we're just going to be able to snap our fingers and get Cam Newton. Like we have draft picks to give, or we have anything to give that we would want to give up, or that the Panthers even want to get rid of Cam Newton. It's not like Kyle Allen's been playing well for them. So, I mean, everyone keeps talking about like we're just going to get Cam Newton out of nowhere. Yeah, I wouldn't mind I would like to have Cam Newton as a starting quarterback, but I just don't see it happening for the Bears. I just don't see them getting a chance at getting him because I don't see the Panthers wanting to get rid of him. But yeah, he's a better quarterback than Mitch Trubisky. I'm not going to sit here and try and say that. But I think over the last 2 weeks, Mitch has played well enough for this team to win the games. They didn't win last week, but it wasn't because of him. And they won this week, and it really wasn't because of him, but it wasn't not. He played well enough for them to win. I think that some of the controversy from the whole thing is kind of mostly going to go to Matt Nagy because some of the play calling today was a little weird. It just some of the unnecessary penalties also need to go by the offensive line. They've had happening all year. But like I said, we got.
Well, the special teams had one. They had too many guys on the field for
we ended up kicking like a. We ended up kicking like a 40-yard extra point, and we ended up missing
48-yard extra point. Yeah,
that sequence in the fourth quarter, late in the game, when they were going for 2, when they were up 19-14, they were going for 2, and then they had a penalty on like a pick play, and then they had a penalty again, which backed them up. They said that was the perfect description of the Bears season. They were up ready to go for 2 points. They had 2 penalties. Back up and they missed a kick.
I mean, the season's just been a disaster. It's been a disaster, and like I said, we're back to I think it's 5-6 now. If we beat the Lions, we're back to 500. Then we got the Dallas Cowboys at home. At this point, you just kind of go week by week with the whole thing. Vikings had a bye week. The Lions lost, and the Packers are losing right now. But I mean, really, truthfully, that doesn't really matter. In the long scheme of things, I don't think they're going to be able to make the playoffs. But keep winning a few more games, and we can see where it happens. But let's get into the full slate of week 12. Sorry, the NFL. We are coming to. We got about 5 weeks. Well, after this, it'll be what, 4 weeks left.
Yeah, I think so.
Am I doing my math right there? I could be wrong.
But
I am. It was a good Sunday. I'm gonna start off with, I think, the biggest upset: the Raiders going down to the Jets. I know the Jets are got pummeled. That's the thing. I understand.
44-3. That's embarrassing.
Embarrassing. I think that was one of the more wild scores I saw all day. What were your guys' wildest scores of the day? Biggest upsets?
Well, I think this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, but Atlanta at home not being able to stop anything from Tampa Bay, giving up 35 points to a bad team.
It seemed like Dan Quinn did not want to even win that game. He kicked a field goal.
I don't think Dan Quinn wants to be
kicked a field goal down 15 and then punted with like 5 minutes left.
Yeah, the guy's an idiot. That one surprised a bit.
Like the Seahawks going into Philly, winning 17-9. That was, I know that line like flip-flopped, like both teams were favored throughout the week, but
never in a million years guessed those two teams were only going to score 26 points.
And then the other one I'm looking at was, so New Orleans was up big, and then they came back, and Carolina's kicker missed like a 29-yarder.
Yeah.
To lose the game, and then Tennessee just beating the piss out of Jacksonville 42-20. Those are two big ones there.
I also thought the Steelers were only able to hold on and beat the Bengals, who are actively games. They were only able to beat them by 6. There was a play there.
Mason Rudolph got pulled.
When Doug Hodges came in on his second play, threw a play that literally, if you go back and watch it, it looks and Eddie defensive backs were actively trying to not tackle in order to lose the play. Looked and it's they're a bad football, and they didn't look like they had anything to play for, and they still were only able. Pittsburgh was only win by 6. It was just a weird week.
Well, like I was talking about with the Lions losing, they lost to the R words. And Pete was saying before the podcast about how Dwayne Haskins did not get to finish his first NFL win on the field. He was taking a selfie. So Case Keenum had to come in and kneel the ball for him.
Because you were talking about this, and you asked, I was wondering why Case Keenum was in the game, and I go, well, because Haskins was taking a picture with some fan. And,
That's
he didn't get to go take the last kneel down. Even when the Redskins win, they can't get out of their own way.
No, that's just crazy to think that.
Funny.
What were you doing at this last snap of your first game? First win. I was taking a selfie with a crowd.
Jack off taking a selfie.
The Browns pummeled the Dolphins. I didn't even really see any highlights from that game.
2-20.
Lions lose to the Redskins. That one's big, I think. That the Redskins, like you were saying, though, is bad. Like you were talking about Dwayne Haskins. Just the fact that Detroit lost to the Redskins. Does Patricia get his job back next year? Because they stink.
That's been kind of. That's been kind of in the rumor mill.
Jeff Driscoll stinks too.
He's on the fence. Well, yes,
they are one of the most injured teams in the NFL.
That's true, and their defense is the worst defense.
Which was weird going in because they did make some improvements on it, and then they just brought nothing to the table. Like they went up and picked up Mike Daniels after the Packers released him. That looks like one of the bait because you haven't heard Mike Daniels' name hardly at all. I don't know. I thought they were going to be better. I really did. I thought the Lions were going to be tough this year, and they're just not.
Jacksonville looking like they are just not very good, losing to Tennessee 42-20. It's kind of looking like it wasn't Minshew was the problem. It's not like Foles coming back has done anything to this team. Giving up 42 to this Titans offense is ugly.
So Jacksonville's got the worst run defense in the NFL. Derrick Henry ran for 159 yards today and 2 touchdowns.
Yikes.
That's insane. Insane.
For a team that they're supposed to be a good defense, right? They're just they're not able to stop anybody.
They gave up 219 yards on the ground today.
Jesus.
Jeez, Lord, that's insane.
Are you guys surprised the Patriots only beat the Cowboys I was a little
Weather
surprised by it.
Weather was shit that game.
That was one of the
Weather was
sloppiest
so
games I've seen in a while. I mean, it looked like it was downpouring the whole game. The Patriots getting some flags at the end of that game that really went their way. It's weird how that always happens. I don't know.
It happens a lot.
Boy, my Packers are getting slapped around right now in San Francisco. 23 nothing at half.
That's like what you like to see. And the Vikings not playing today, having them to bye. They'll be back next week. But like I said, Bears, we keep it moving. On the Lions Thursday on Turkey Day. So we'll see how that goes. Always like a little. I think it's like a noon game on Thursday. It's always the early game. Oh, we forgot to talk about Buffalo took care of business against the Broncos. Broncos stink.
Yeah, I had the Broncos first half spread, and that did me nothing.
And then the Saints barely beat Carolina, which is a weird game altogether. Carolina had a pretty significant lead. They blew it, and then Carolina had a chance to take the lead on like a 20-something yard field goal and missed it. Just tough. But let's move on to some college football. Boys, we were talking about our top four. I don't know who wants to start, but let's just talk about your top four, kind of what happened this week, the reasons why you have put these guys where they are. Who went down this week? Was it Oregon went down?
Oregon lost late last night. Yeah,
it's one of those games you wake up like, what the heck?
All right, I'll go first.
Go on, Boom.
I'll start, and this isn't necessarily who I think are the best for right now. This is the teams that I think we're going to see come the middle of December here. I think you're going to see Ohio State at 1. I think you're going to see LSU at 2. Clemson at 3. I think we can all agree if those two teams are on the table, they're in. The 4th is kind of the grab bag here. And because of the fact that I don't see there is no way Alabama is going to play for an SEC championship unless LSU loses to Georgia. I actually have Oklahoma coming out of the Big 12 with one loss to a decent Kansas State team, and then they're going to win the Big 12, and I think that's who you're going to see as the 4, because I had Oregon. I thought Oregon was going to be the 4 seed, and then they can't handle business. Utah maybe, but they're on the outside looking in for me. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and slide Oklahoma in there, and I don't know if that's the right call, but their history and the way that they have made the Final Four recently, I think they're going to get the bump there. I don't think you're going to take Oregon. I'm sorry, Utah.
Yeah, I agree with that just because, I mean, so I got LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, 1, 2, 3. And I think if you're, like I said, put them in on the Sharpie, permanent marker them in, I think Clemson's definitely in. No. LSU's got one more game. I mean, they may lose to Georgia in the SEC title game, but I think if they lose to Georgia, they're still going to be in. Ohio State's, they're going to get in. They won their hardest game they're going to play today or yesterday against Penn State. And then I think what sucks, I think Utah, if they win the Pac-12, it's going to hurt them now because Oregon has 2 losses. So it's either probably going to be Utah or Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma has a really good chance of getting in now that Oregon lost. So I think I got LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma, like Boomy said.
All right. Glad I got someone on my side. But I think if Oklahoma loses,
it's like Utah can win the Pac-12, but if you're putting Utah up against Oklahoma, who's getting in?
Yeah, but here's the if you have to put Oklahoma up against Utah or Oklahoma up against a one-loss Alabama team, do you pass up on Alabama?
Because so if Alabama wins next week against Auburn, that's going to be their best thing on their resume. Because now the best thing they have going for them is a loss to LSU. And when your best thing is a loss and not a win, you don't have shit.
And you're down your starting quarterback.
That's the thing about Alabama's got nothing going for them. It's just it's weird to say, but Alabama just has no big time wins.
They need to rout Auburn. They need to beat Auburn by 2 or 3 touchdowns, I think. A win is good against Auburn, but a big win would slide them into that 4 slot for me.
Well, hey, they just beat Western Carolina by 60. Give them some credit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Take it easy, boy. Don't play anybody too hard.
True. But like, really, other than that, there really wasn't too much to the Week 13 that was the college football season. There really isn't much going on other than the top 4 teams moving up. You don't. I'm excited for bowl season. Like I said, the bowl season's always fun for gambling. We got one more week left of regular season, and then we're on to the conference championships.
Yep, one more week. Should be the best week of the year too. All the big rivalry games: Ohio State, Michigan, Auburn, Alabama. I mean,
yeah, there's some good ones.
Illinois, Northwest.
Hopefully Illinois beats them by like 10 touchdowns.
Florida State. That's one I'm looking forward to. Obviously,
Georgia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina.
There's some good ones, man. This will be a fun week.
Yeah, this will be the best week.
And guys, like I said earlier, you asked about how you know, like I said, it's Thanksgiving week, but it's my favorite week because of the simple fact we basically get college basketball from like 9 a.m. until 1 a.m. the entire week. It's like every
it's beautiful.
I shouldn't have lost all my money gambling today, so I got some leftover for this week. But I just think that the way things are looking now, that's just not going to happen.
Well, they make more money every day.
They print more every day. Thank you.
More money every day. You'd be all right.
I always think that until like they get the bill for it, and then
that's tough.
And it's like, oh yeah, the money was real.
Yeah, exactly.
The money was real. Yeah, boys, our final topic here before we get into Boomy's wacky web stories. This Bulls drama. It's just really getting to be annoying. Zach LaVine comes out and kind of says that the Boylan has lost the locker room. The next night they come out, he has one of his best games as a Bull. Hits the game.
49, I think.
It's a crazy ending to the game. He hits the game-winning 3. Boylan tries to come over. There's a video of him trying to come over and celebrate, and ends up just getting pretty much pushed away. What are your thoughts on the state of the Bulls and just how embarrassing this pretty much is?
The Bulls are a train wreck. And we've been saying this for over a year, man. Jim Boylan is just not the guy. I mean, and we tried to be optimistic. The draft picks were made, and the different moves were made. But coach in 1978, but this whole like old school blue collar clock in mentality just ain't it, man. And he just doesn't get these dudes. These guys he doesn't appeal to him, and it's just not the way coaching goes anymore. And I, as a coach, I tend to side with coaches, but this guy just doesn't get it. You know, he's so old school to almost alienate his players. But, I mean, if he can piss Zach LaVine off enough to make him go off for 48, 49 every night, then I'm all about it. But it shouldn't take a last-second step to beat the Charlotte Hornets, who are terrible at basketball.
LaVine comes out, he gets 49, and then Kobe White gets, 20, 28. I mean, he's playing 10 guys. Like, he's still playing 10 guys deep, and he's getting, 15, 13 minutes for these. Gafford's getting 13 minutes. Thaddeus Young's getting 15 minutes. Ryan Archie-Knock's getting 24 minutes. Like, that's not – you're not going to win with that. No. LaVine gets his. Kobe White's going to get his. Wendell Carter should get his, but this is just a –
it's a mess.
You could see the animosity between them when, after the game, like no one gave Jim Boylan a high five. They just kind of like walked away from him.
Well, the players don't want to play for him. They're going to go out there. They're going to do their job. They're going to get theirs, and they're going to win. They're going to lose. It just is what it is.
Yeah,
it's disappointing because this team could be so much better than they are.
Because they're so freaking young but raw. They don't have a guy.
They need a coach that isn't it's an idiot. It seems like, as much as I hate to say it, but it just seems like he just doesn't make the right moves ever.
And he's not there, he's not a young guy's coach.
So this
he's not a young player's coach.
So we'll just I guess have to bear this the rest of the season because we're already paying Fred Hoiberg. What does it matter? We're paying so many coaches.
The Blackhawks need to get it turned around so we can have something to cheer for.
Yeah, last night was tough, but they got
exciting.
Saturday night. They play well. They've lost to 2 good teams at home. They kept it close, so I still think they're going to be excited.
Pick up a point,
But let's end this Monday show with a little Boomy's Wacky Web Stories. Boomy, what you got?
All right, guys, no matter what side of the aisle you sit on, one of the hottest topics in current events is the border. And I'm not here to get political, but something good happened at the border. Border agents seized 154 pounds of Mexican bologna at the Texas crossing the other day.
What's illegal about
54
this?
pounds was out of the truck. Because it's made from Mexican pork, which is deemed to be unsafe. They worry that it is contaminated. And it says right here, the agency says the driver was released, but the bologna was seized and destroyed. It says bologna can't be carried across the border because it could introduce foreign animal diseases to the domestic pork industry. So whether you like it, like I said, whatever side of the aisle you sit on when it comes to border policy, they did get the bad pork that could be contaminating our good pork. So I thought that was a big win for the border guys. 154 pounds of bad pork.
Well, look at that. What is your job? Like, you just have to look for pork.
Like, don't you think, do you even need the dog that day? If it's bad
the
pork,
dog's
you
probably
need
made out the best because I get to eat all that shit.
That's true, too. Well, I don't know. Do you even...
No.
Dogs are expensive property. You might not want to give them that contaminated pork, man.
That's true.
That's true.
But imagine your job is to look for heroin and all kinds of illegal drugs,
and then you get bologna.
And then it's like, oh, how was your Tuesday? It's like, oh, great, we seized 150 pounds, and they're like, oh, what, of cocaine or heroin? No, pork products,
just bologna. He's like, that's a
and then
bunch of bologna.
Bologna you did. No, seriously, it was bologna.
That sounds like a bunch of bologna.
Exactly. So, good news coming out of the border.
Good news. Good way to end our Monday here. And I guess not good news because I guess if we don't want it and it's contaminated, then that's good. I guess that
no contaminated pork coming across that border.
But everyone got to move on with their day, which is great. But thank you for joining us here on the TCF Morning Show, Monday, November 25th. Thank you to our sponsor, The Muddy Otter. If you want to check them out, go to themuddy.otter.com. Check out their Facebook page. Check out their Instagram. They make hand wooden and pottery. It's beautiful. They make it out of their garage with love. So go check that out. Help out a little local cause, a little business. Not a little business, big time business. But a startup business here. Go check that out, The Muddy Otter. We love you. But boys, thank you for coming on tonight. We got Boomy at Boomy TCF. We got Pigoy at TCF Pigoy. Follow the main page at typical_Chicago. The Instagram, Typical Chicago Fans. Facebook, Typical Chicago Fans. Check out our podcast, Typical Chicago Fans, and the Moneyline Podcast. Check out their Apple, Spotify. Boys, any last thoughts for this Monday show?
Can't wait for the college basketball all week, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Boomy's gonna bet way too much on college basketball. It's gonna be awesome.
There's too much. If there's a
probably
basketball game at 11 o'clock on a weekday, I'm betting it.
Yeah,
you have
100%.
You have to.
I've got money on the game going on as we record this, and it's 9:30, and it doesn't even start. Or I'm sorry, 9:10. It doesn't even start for 15 minutes. So let's go, boys.
Love it. Well, I'll see you boys maybe tomorrow night. This is the TCF Morning Show, Monday, November 25th. We love you all.
Later.
Peace.